So now we had a lot of questions about the eye area, mostly about dark circles around the eyes. So we prepared a little bit of a presentation for you guys to talk about basically the area around the eye, what we can do about this area, because in my opinion, your eyes give away your age a lot because people are talking to you all the time. They look straight at you most of the time, and your eyes usually stand out. We're not going to talk about eyelashes today or the eyebrows. We're talking about only the skin. We will have another session about talking about eyelashes and what we can do about the eyelashes, because that is also an important part of the beautiful eye.
Of course.
But let's go and talk about the eye area, and basically the way I look at it, and if I'm missing something, you guys always feel free to share with me.
No pun intended as well.
We are looking at eyes. What makes your eye area looks older than it's supposed to be is basically if you have excess lines or wrinkles, if you have droopy eyelid, or if you have dark circles or puffy eyes. So we're going to start breaking those apart slowly for you and talk about it as to what you can do. And we separate the facts from the myths for you, so we can basically give you all the ammunition that you need to basically select your skincare and basically make the best out of the skincare regimens that you use. Today, we agreed that we're going to focus on dark circles. I'm going to briefly touch on the lines and wrinkles and puffiness a little bit, but those are they will have their own sections later on, and we're going to get into really details of that and what you can do. I'm going to basically quickly touch base on that, but the focus today will be on dark circles. So when you talk about lines and wrinkles, you, in my opinion, around your eyes specifically, you need to consider three things: collagen, elasticity, and moisturization or hyaluronic acid. So those are the three key ingredients or three key categories that you need to focus on when you're trying to address the lines and wrinkles around your eyes. Now, puffy eyes, we need to look at the fat pads, because sometimes you have fat pads under your eyes, the muscles under the eyes get a little bit weak. These fat pads kind of shift down and they show more. So you need to address those fat pads. There are a lot of technologies around there that you can reduce the fat pads without an operation. Sometimes it's the drainage around your eyes, the accumulation of the water. Now, a very good question people ask me all the time, Kian, is that how do I know if my puffiness is coming from fat pads or it's coming from too much water retention? If the puffiness around your eyes is consistent and it's always there, doesn't matter if it's in the morning or at nighttime, or if you had a bad day or a good day, it's always like that, most probably is an anatomical shift in the fat pads. If it fluctuates, some mornings it's a lot worse, some morning is better, depending how you slept, depending how tired you are, etc. Most probably is the lymphatic drainage and the water retention.
And I don't mean to interrupt, but is this specific towards anti-aging, like as you get older, or can this happen at any point in somebody's?
If it comes to water retention, it can happen a lot younger, at much younger age. Very good question. But if it's in terms of the fat pads, is usually when you get older, you get into your 40s and 50s, around that age. Because till then, the muscle structure is usually pretty strong, and as that muscle structure gets weaker, then there is that anatomical shift. So yes, puffiness at younger age is most probably water retention. If you're older, well, you need to analyze the way I explained it to you.
Good to know.
Right. Now, we get to dark circles. Why under our eyes get dark, except getting punched? Okay. Now, look, a lot of it would go, and I will explain to you that there are many different causes, but the two key causes of that is the circulation and then pigmentation. There are other causes, and I'm going to explain it to you, but remember those two things, circulation and pigmentation. Around your eyes, that's why I put this picture here, you have a lot of veins and arteries, and depending on how those veins and arteries are behaving, you may end up with dark circles under your eyes. Now, let's get into the main causes. All right. Melanin. We talked about pigmentation. You get the H spots on your arms, on your hand, on your face. It can also, that darkening can possibly happen under your eyes. So that type of pigmentation, we talked about it in detail in previous shows with Manuela. And anything that is anti-tyrosinase, it will really help with the pigmentation under your eyes. We're going to get into the details of that a little bit more. Thinning of the skin. So imagine you have a sheet and underneath it is a different color. So that sheet, the skin, the epidermis, the thinner it gets, the more of the coloration underneath is going to show. So that can potentially contribute to the darkness under your eyes. Poor blood flow. Remember, I said two main causes. Poor blood flow under your eyes, then how oxygenation of that blood changes, the oxygenation will get reduced. That's going to cause a problem. Lack of oxygen. Leaking of the blood vessels into the surrounding area, that can contribute to that. And anemia, which is B12 deficiency, your diet can have an effect on that too. Now, let's break these one by one for you. Pigmentation. Remember some of those key ingredients we talked about with vitamin C. Kian is a big believer in that. Alpha-arbutin. Kian is a big believer in that. Retinols, azelaic acid, licorice extract, niacinamide. There are some peptides. The list goes on and on. So anything that reduces the whole melanogenesis pathway, it affects it in terms of the melanosome, melanocytes, anything like that we talked about it in detail in our previous shows, can help if the cause is melanin. Thinning of the skin, the thinner it is, the more see-through it is, the more the color is going to show. You need to build that epidermis and the ECM in under the skin, the extracellular matrix. Matrixyl is one of the best collagen peptides that can help thicken that area.
And one of my favorite products.
Right. It really works. It's been around for a long time, and it's one of those products that it's not going to go away because it's very effective. Ceramides is the cement in between the cells, and it's really important for the integrity and cohesion of these cells together. That is really important for the thickness and the juiciness of that epidermal layer. Hyaluronic acid for moisturization, it affects the thickness of your skin and it affects the color. Centella asiatica is another natural ingredient. The chica creams, they're known for chica creams. They also are collagen boosters. Some ginseng extracts also are very good. The list is long, but these are some of the key things when you are looking at an eye product. You can really pay attention to those ingredients that needs to be in there. Now, number 3, 4, and 6, which were heme congestion, poor blood flow, leaky blood vessels, a seaweed, a special seaweed, especially called bladderwrack, is very important. I always have problems with the Latin names, so I have to read it. It's called Fucus vesiculosus. So I tried my best, but I'm not good with Latin names. Vitamin K, caffeine, those are all really, really good ingredients when it comes to that blood circulation and leaky vessels and things like that, and the flow. Those ingredients really help. So if you combine these ingredients with some of those ingredients that we previously mentioned, that will really make a good product in terms of addressing the dark circles under your eye. Oxygenation is very important. when the blood gets deoxygenated, then it turns dark. So it goes from the regular red color into that bluish color, okay? The dark blue color. And oxygenation is critical. There were some ingredients that I love them. There were perfluorochlorocarbons. Unfortunately, they're getting banned in skincare, not because they're toxic to your skin or have bad effects. It's because of the environmental regulations.
Is this just in Canada or is...
No, it's mostly globally. It usually starts from California, then it starts traveling east, and then it becomes global. So they're becoming, they go on a hot list that they say manufacturers cannot use it. It was an amazing ingredient for oxygenating your blood vessels, but unfortunately it's not going to be available, and it's becoming less and less and less available. However, the good news is that zerumbone, which is an ingredient that is found in wild ginger, is a natural alternative to it. We will be launching a product with that really in the very near future in terms of dark circles. So our next generation dark circle product is coming out. Look out for that. Then I think that's really the end of our presentation.